Hello everyone, this is the Crypto Market Journey by Dylan Patrick McMahon. This is a series on how I navigate the crypto markets operating on a 4-year cycle basis. Today we will be going over portfolio update, market crash, episode 4, Black Monday of 2025. So, I've got my face out, right? This is actually a quite big change, right? Let me know if you prefer it this way, but basically today is quite serious. This is actually I think this is the fastest period that I've actually uploaded a video, because yesterday I literally uploaded it, but today had something historical has happened across the entire market that I think I really need to go over. Right, so without further ado, let's get into it. So of course this is Black Monday, right? And again, I'm not really going to waste your time with boring text. I just want to get straight into the charts, because what's happened today has been absolute bloodbath. But basically, the agenda today will be going over Black Monday, an analysis, portfolio update, and the overall data I'm seeing in the market. So I want to start with the S&P, which is the stock market, because the rest of the because the crypto market, don't get me wrong, it's had a bit of a hit, but the stock market has had much worse of a hit. Now, ever since over here, which was Wednesday, was this Wednesday? Yeah. The stock market has basically had a quite big crash. It's basically had over a 14% dip, which is absolutely crazy for stocks like this. Hardly any ever happens. Like, the most people ever really get is maybe like a 8%, but again, like you can see, it's very slow. It's not violent, it's not quick. This has been violent and quick, right? It's just been one massive straight line candle down, and everyone's asking like, oh my god, is this 2008 again? So I just want to give my overview on this. The point is, right, is when you're operating in these markets, you've got to use a system, right? Using it off your own judgment is just stupid, right? Just saying, oh, I'm just going to buy the S&P every year and blah 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 blah. It doesn't work, right? Hodling doesn't work, right? You need a system of why you're doing the way you're doing things, and my system that I use is known as the Nova algorithm, which a link will be in the description below if you want to gain access to it, which is basically this thing over here. And when I add it onto Bitcoin, it basically gives me live signals of basically when to buy and when to sell, right? Mainly for crypto, it doesn't really work on stocks, but it can work on stocks, right? Now, the question everyone is having is this the 2008 crash, and will this go a bit more lower? My personal opinion, yes, I do believe this might go a tiny bit lower. And I just want to go over why I'm personally allocating at these prices and not waiting for a bit lower. So currently, as it stands right now, I am dollar cost averaging into the market, right? And if we look throughout these kind of black swan events, right, the last one we had was basically COVID, right? As we know, big scary crash. And within COVID, we basically went down basically 30%, right? We had a quite significant decline. And as it stands right now, I think that's going to happen again. Where basically 30% will basically put us at basically these lows over here, right? I personally think this is what is going to happen, and if it does, I literally mean this will set up such an amazing buying opportunity. It's not even funny, right? Because you're literally being given like a lifetime opportunity to get into these stocks when they're low, when everyone's fearful. And this is really going to set up everyone else to make life-changing money, right? Now, the real question is, oh, what should I do? 2008 crash, blah, blah, blah. My opinion, just chill and have a long time and have a long-term horizon view, right? If you want to start dollar cost averaging over here, great. I would say amazing. Because what I'm personally seeing in the market is I can probably see something like this, and then something like this, and then something. Of course, this drawing isn't accurate. Please don't take it. Like, it's probably going to be a lot more quick than this. Probably going to be like this, and then like this, right? That's just personally what I think will most likely happen. But again, take what I say with a grain of salt. But yeah, this is just currently what I'm seeing in the market, and yeah, it's just an absolute bloodbath. But in my opinion, I just don't really think you should be selling at these prices, because again, like, a bull market never ends when it's low. It always ends when it's high, right? And a mentor once told me that, which I just sat down and I just was there like, that's just so true, right? So you shouldn't be thinking that this is like the end of like a bull market, because it's not, and especially for crypto, this also represents that too, right? So personally, as it stands right now, I'm still in the market. I haven't sold any. I mean, I reduced my positions a lot back over here, but currently as it stands, I am still in the market quite heavily, right? Now, let's go over the data, because this is what matters, right? So, taking a look at fire charts, which are some guys that I follow, which all these kind of like very bright bids over here. This is basically what's known as the big bid and ask depth, which basically tells us within the market when people are putting in limit orders, which basically means, let's say the price is doing this, it's all the way up here, but you want to buy low. But let's say you're away from the computer and you can't put that order in. You can basically set a limit order here, price will come down, you will be filled at this price, so then it can go up and you can make profit, right? All these here are basically just limit orders to buy and to sell, right? And as we can see, we've got a lot of limit orders that have been filled basically down here. Whenever you see this like kind of big shade of black, this basically represents a lot of limit orders that have been filled, right? So overall, in my opinion, like I said in last video when I went over how it's really a whale game from here, I genuinely do still think that it is, right? And we've literally just got to hold tight and just wait for these whales to basically bid their bids, and then we'll literally just see a life-changing opportunity from it. And to be honest with you, the same thing is being said for bid and ask depth on over on CoinGlass, which, as we can see, a lot of bid orders have currently been filled around current price, right? It's not hard to see. Again, also liquidation maps also confirm this too, that a lot of people have actually been getting very long here, and it's most likely we might go and touch down low 70Ks. Now, let's talk portfolio update. So, for the first time ever, I'm actually going to be sharing my portfolio with everyone here. Now, I'm actually starting off with a new portfolio for this YouTube channel's sake, with a net worth of $2,000. Right now, these are all the assets which I am positioning myself into, which is Bitcoin, Solana, Abster, Evil Abster, Dream, BP, and Tau. These are just some coins that I've really taken an interest in. But for the sake of this video, I'll just simply be going over Abster and Evil Abster, and Sol and Bitcoin, as those are the main positions that I have at the moment. I haven't allocated into these three over here. I'll go over that in a separate video once I've allocated into them. But for now, I'm simply just going over Bitcoin, Solana, and Abster and Evil Abster. So let's start with Bitcoin. So as it currently stands at the moment, we currently still have a lot of bids basically to be filled, around about 72,000. As the liquidation, as the heat map basically shows here, we have a lot of bids basically stacked around about here. We've got like over 200 Bitcoin to be bought down there. So in my opinion, I think the market's going to dip just a bit lower, for us to be filled on Bitcoin as it stands right now. And of course, I will be using to allocate with the Nova, the dollar cost averaging system that I use over here, which simply just tells me when to buy and when to sell. Now, as it currently stands, these are my positions that I have bought over here. So it's a mixture of LSIing, which stands for lump sum investing, and the dollar cost averaging. So I bought on the 28th of Feb, 15% added 7.5% Bitcoin, 7.5% Solana. Also added 10th of March another 15%, 7.5 Bitcoin, 7.5 Solana, and then I added another 10% to today. The 10% added 5% Bitcoin, 5% Solana. So this is currently as it stands now, and I'm wanting to allocate obviously a lot more, because this isn't like the full 49% over here and the full 21% for Solana. Now, the whole reason why I'm bidding Bitcoin is because it's the number one driver of the crypto market. Therefore, I want to get into the big dog. And then obviously with Solana, the reason why I'm bidding Solana is because my way of investing in the crypto markets is basically I like to invest throughout this kind of theory of you want to invest in the casino, you don't want to gamble at the casino, right? Like, well, which one would you rather do? Invest into a casino stock or gamble there? Well, if you invest into the casino stock, you know for a fact that casinos always win. Therefore, you'll make profit, right? And that's it. That's the exact reason why what I'm doing with Solana, because Solana is the leading casino of the crypto market. Now, in terms of Abster and Evil Abster, so let's go over them. So Abster, as it stands right now, is currently a face of a new chain known as Abstract, which Abstract at the moment is a new chain made by the guys at Pudgy Penguins, which back in 2022 they basically ran up one of the largest NFT collections, which they raised, I think, from 0 to around about 5 billion in total locked value. So they've done actually really well, and they've just built their own meme coin chain, which is something that I've been bidding currently recently. Now, as it says on the spreadsheet, I've actually bought in at 650 market cap. I'm currently up 17,000%. I don't know why that went away. Just do that. Don't know. Don't ask why that happened, but just did. But I'm currently up over 17x. And for Evil Abster, the reason why I'm bidding Evil Abster is because it's basically just the number 2 version of Abster, which I'm currently not really up anything at the moment. Currently sitting at break even. Here it is over here. So I've bidded at 2 points. So I've bidded here and here, and I'm currently just waiting for them both to rise up a lot more, right? So yeah, again, I'll go over all these allocations in a separate video, but for now, those are my allocations. Now, the rules for my investing portfolio stand as this. I will be using the Nova algorithm to buy and sell positions. Again, if you want the algorithm, link is in the description, right? This will give me entries on Bitcoin and on Solana, which give me perfect bottoms and tops signals. Now, I will also be using what's known as my Apex fundamental system for thesis building. This allows me to build a solid thesis of understanding on why coins will pump, right? This is a fundamental system that I have used, which has allowed me to capture the 17x on Abster, and has allowed me to capture a lot more on a lot of other coins. I will be only using the top 2 systems above, and the last rule I'll be using is once I have sold, I will not return unless a new thesis has been made. And that is it as it currently stands right now. Now, I'll be updating this as my videos progress into the future. But again, if you're watching this, I'd like to say congratulations, because my goal is to literally grow this 2 grand to well over 10 million plus, which you may be watching me thinking that is insane. That's probably never going to happen, but trust me, it will. I can guarantee it. It will. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Again, just a very quick summary of what's happening and what I'm doing. The market has crashed. It's most likely going to crash a little bit more. When it does, I'll be allocating heavily into the market. And yeah, that's basically it, guys, for now. I'm basically just doubling down on positions, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Alright, guys, see you later.